Okay, so yesterday we looked at quadratic roots, okay, quadratic equations with complex roots, and we discovered that if it has complex roots, it comes in a pair of conjugates, okay? So here we have a cubic, and we know a cubic has 3 roots because 3 is the highest power of the z, okay? Now, if it has 3 roots, and complex roots come in pairs, that means this must have one real root, at least. Well, not at least, but it will have one real root. Well, it could all be real, but we're going to assume that they're going to be complex roots. So, the first thing I might do is 1 plus 2i a root? And this is solved the exact same way as usual. I sub in my root, and I need to show that it equals 0. Okay, so 1 plus 2i cubed minus 5, 1 plus 2i squared, 13 plus 2i plus 5. Now, you can have a go at this now. If you pause the video, have a go at this. It's good practice for your algebra complex numbers. So pause it, have a go at it, and then keep going. Okay, then press play. So I'll just run through it now. If you've had a go at it now, here's the first line. Cubing a bracket, if you remember Pascal's, 1, 3, 3, 1. First one cubed, 3 times the first one squared times the second one, 3 times the first by the second one squared, and then the last one cubed. Okay, so that's from your Pascal's triangle. You can, of course, write the bracket out 3 times and multiply. Minus 5 by its squared is the first one squared, 2 times the product plus the last one squared, and then 13 by 1 is 13, and 13 by 2i is 26, plus 5. Okay, so here we have 1 cubed becomes 1, 3 by 2i by 1 is 6i, 2i squared becomes 4i squared by 3 is 12i squared, and then 2i cubed is 8i cubed. 1 squared is 1, 4i, and then this is 4i squared, and then I've just added 13 and the 5 to get 18, and the 26i. Okay, all I've changed here, I squared becomes minus 1, so minus 12. I cubed is minus I, so it changes to minus 8i. Here, my 4i squared becomes minus 4. Okay, and that's all I've really changed there. Here, I've just tied it up. So I've got minus 11, 1 minus 12 is minus 11, 6i minus 8i is minus 2i, 1 minus 4 is minus 3, and then I've multiplied it out. Okay, so 3 by minus 11 is minus 33, 3 by minus 2i is minus 6i, minus 5 by 3 is 15, 5 by minus 5 by 4 is 20i. Now, minus 33 plus 15 is minus 18, plus 18 is 0 in the real. Minus 6, minus 20 is minus 26, plus 26 gives me 0 in the I, so it's 0. So that means it is a root. Okay, now, so let me just write out the f of z is 3z cubed minus 5z squared plus 13z plus 5. Right, so I've shown that it is a root. Now, if I know that z equal to 1 plus 2i is a root, that means the other root is 1 minus 2i. Now, I want to find the third root. Okay? I want to find the third root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the quadratic equation formed by these two roots, and then I'm going to divide it into here. Okay? I won't divide 1 in because you can't really divide. I have to turn this, to divide this into here, I have to turn this into a factor. So I'd have to bring both these. I have z minus 1 minus 2i equals 0, and that's very confusing. So with all these questions, because complex roots come in conjugate pairs, when I have this one, that means I have this one. And then I can go z squared minus the sum times z plus the product. Equals 0. Okay, so z squared minus 2z, and then 1 by, this is going to become 5, I think. Yes, plus 5 when I multiply that out. Okay, so this quadratic equation is now a factor of this because I formed it with the two roots. So what I can do then is I've got a couple of options. I can use division or I can use my multiplication. Okay. If I want to do the division, z squared minus 2z plus 5 into 3z cubed minus 5z squared plus 13z plus 5. Z squared into 3z cubed is 3z. Multiply that back out. 3z cubed minus 6z squared plus 15z. Change the signs. So I get z squared minus 2 and then bring 2z and then bring down the plus 5. Z squared and z squared is plus 1. So I get z squared minus 2z plus 5, which goes to 0 when I subtract it. So 3z plus 1 is the other factor. Okay, now if we're asked for the other root, 3z plus 1 is a root. Just make it into is a factor. Sorry, is a factor. That means 3z plus 1 equals 0. 3z equals minus 1. Z is minus 1/3 is the other root. Okay, so I'm going to post a few questions for you to do underneath after you've watched that video. Okay.